What's up, guys? Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm driving back from North Dakota State. This is the best view I can do. I'm just going to give a recap. Second most money I ever won at an arm wrestling tournament. I shouldn't even say this because now people are going to come next year, but pros and cons. But I won $760 gross. I wouldn't say this if I hadn't done good, but since I did good, I'll just say it. My left shoulder's been hurting me, my bicep tendon. So since the round robin, I've been pretty beat up. Definitely not my best left-handed. Right-handed, I feel pretty good, which, you know, for me, that means my left is capable of getting top 3 at most state-level USA tournaments, but nowhere near the top. So big thanks to Clifton Erickson for putting this tournament on. My mind hasn't really been on traveling for arm wrestling lately, or competing, since I've been kind of beat up and I'm kind of wore out. Just been traveling so much over my life. It's fun but exhausting for me personally. But I saw Clifton share this event on Sunday, I think it was, and then I'm like, those cash payouts are pretty good. I should probably be going to that. Whatever. Then Clifton sent me a message on Monday asking me to share it with people in Minnesota, and I'm like, you know, maybe I should go to that. I'm probably not really going to travel anywhere else this year. The payouts are good. It's not that far of a drive. I used to drive this far for tournaments all the time. Maybe I will go to that. Got the okay from the wife. Went up this morning. A little bit under 6 hours. I got here in about 5 hours and 40 minutes with one quick stop. And I was going to stay the night, but since the tournament got over pretty quick, I'm headed home. So the tournament was really small. I encourage people to go next year. They only had one table, and they started at 1. They got over by 4:30 easily, with taking a couple 10-15 minute breaks. So I carefully selected my weight classes. Well, I did 176 right and left, which is my class. I actually weighed in at 169.6. I'm a little bit light right now, but that's not that light for me, honestly. Usually I hover around the 170, 171. And Roman was going to cut to 54, but he didn't, so he weighed in at 163. And one of the other strongest guys in our class, I'm not sure what he weighs, I didn't ask him, but Dan Grosselak, he can't have been more than around 172 probably, if I had to guess. Never pulled Dan before, but I know he's really strong, especially pretty strong right, but really strong left, similar to me. Anyways, I carefully looked at the weight classes and chose to do 76 right and left, which was, I was going to do that no matter what, basically. And then I did 198 left. And I wasn't even going to do the other class right, but I ended up doing super heavyweights right. Thank you, Roman, for not doing super heavyweights with the right. Really should have, but So I'm going to go over all the pro results for the classes. You can see these brackets on the Aries Facebook page, AERS Facebook page, probably sometime in the next couple days, if not even tonight, if not even before this video gets posted, possibly. But amateurs was really small. 54 had like 2 guys, I think, only, and the guy that won also did the 76s. And 76 was, so I'm going to talk about my matches. So they did right hand first. They did each class down to first place. My first match was with Dan Grosselak. I kind of wanted to roll him, to be honest, but we ended up in a hook pretty much straight away. I maybe had slight, this is going off memory now, I maybe had slight position on him, but he brought me back near the center, maybe on the losing side, and I held him in the hook for maybe 10 seconds. And I thought that people are up on this, but it's a strategy I use. I thought about elbow falling on purpose to get a restart. And I'll be completely honest too. I thought I had a better chance with Dan right than left. Still maybe do. Anyways, I held him in hook for maybe 10 seconds, stopped with elbow fall and get a restart. a couple times I'm like, okay, maybe I can pull him over. I hit, and his arm didn't move. And then I just laid down. Like, not saying like he wouldn't have beat me. Like, definitely in that spot we were in, he would have beat me. Like, my only chance would have been to try to get a restart. But I'm like, this day is way too young for this bull crap. So I let it go, and then I pulled 2, maybe 3 guys. 76 was probably the biggest class. There might have been like 6 or 7 of us. I pulled 2 or 3 guys, beat them all easily, and then I ended up pulling Dan again. And I was like, okay, I just gotta get him quick, because I kind of warmed up, my hit was coming on, and I got him on my side pretty close to the pad, I think maybe 3/4 of the way down, and he stopped me, and I'm like, uh-oh. And I just didn't let him come back up, and eventually he got in the pin after a few seconds, but he was close. If he was a little bit higher, it could have gone either way. So definitely a close match with him. And then I took second. Roman smoked everyone. It was like, you know, not even a challenge. 98 straight went next. I didn't do that class. Jordan, there was a guy from Canada that took second right-handed at Canadian Nationals this year out of 23 guys. He took 9th left and second right out of 23 just a couple of months ago. His name was Jordan. Shoot, I was going to remember his last name, but I can't remember. It was Jordan something. And basically that class was down to him and Roman. Roman beat him the first time. He did come back and beat Roman once. And Roman beat him the third time. Jordan, I can't remember his last name. Shoot, I was hoping to remember it. Or look it up right before I did the video so I remember. But yeah, Roman won the 98th straight over Jordan. As far as I remember, no one else was close to those two. Then they did 220s, and it was Nathan Johnson, or Clifton Erickson won easily over Nathan Johnson. And then third place was Jordan. I really think Jordan and Nathan would be really close in a super match fresh for fresh, because Jordan was already tired. But him and Nathan had close matches, but Nathan won. And then in the super heavyweights, which I was in, my first match was against Nathan Johnson, who I know I can't beat fresh. I know for a fact, no chance. But he was tired, so I tried. I knew I had to roll him, but he turned to me in the hook quick and took me over easily. Then I pulled Ward Drake from Canada, long-time arm wrestler. I was able to get through him quick. Then I pulled Richard Earl. Some people might remember him from the Mark Davies Memorial and the MBK tournaments back in around 2019. Big dude. The first start. So I thought he was a top roller. First start, I forced him in the hook and got him fairly close to my side, but he stopped me. He almost pulled me back, but he elbow fouled off the back before he pinned me on the restart. So I like to grip low if I'm going to force a hook. But if I know, like, gripping low for me helps me secure my cup better. But if I know that my wrist isn't going to be taken, then I will grip higher, and it gives me more leverage and power. I could feel he wasn't going to be able to pin me, or take my wrist, I mean, so I gripped higher the second time, and I flashed him. And then I pulled Nathan again, and I couldn't get anything on his bottom fingers, and he beat me quick. Felt decent in the setup, but there wasn't really ever any chance. And then we did left hand, and by the way, I pulled the 54 kid left. I went slow and easy with him. He never pulled before, ever, even in practice. And yeah, he feels like he did have potential. And that was my first match. Meanwhile, Roman pulled Dan Grossalak. This is left 176. And the first start, I know Dan fouled out. It was pretty quick, like, ready, go. They went for like a second or two and Dan fouled. I remember the second start was an elbow hop. Probably close to an inch, so not super small. I mean, the roughing was good here. It was strict. So yeah, Roman got through Dan on elbow fouls, but fairly quickly. And then I pulled, I can't remember the order, but I think next I pulled Roman, and 2023. I also beat Adam Rainham, by the way. Strong dude, but we had quite the battle in the setup because he kept loading and I wasn't matching him. The refs made him let up, but he kept loading again and again and kind of got pumped up in the grip. That was actually my first match, and but I flashed. I almost, both times with both arms with Adam, I potentially right hand, I thought maybe I pinned him before the slip, but both times, like, I took his wrist easy and he bailed. Like, not saying it was intentional, but it was questionable for sure. And they strapped us, and with both arms I was able to beat him quickly. So I beat him left, lost to Roman, and then surprisingly Ian Johnson beat Dan Grosselak, which I was happy with because I've pulled Ian before and usually have good success with him, and I was worried about Dan. I smoked Ian, and then I lost to Roman again. Then the 198s left. I pulled Roman first round, and since I felt what he had in the 76s, I was like, okay, there's no chance. And I laid down. And then I beat maybe one or two. I think one, I beat Ward Drake, who's not as good left. And then I pulled the Canadian guy, the Jordan guy. He's not as good left. He did take 9th at Nationals out of 23, so not bad. He's a big dude. We had a war. So after seeing Roman beat him pretty easily, like, I thought he was going to try the top roll, but I feel like he tried the hook. I don't know. But his hand was pretty good size. Felt pretty strong in the grip. And I figured I could maybe get him quick, but I didn't want it to be a war. We kind of went back and forth. Like, I had him on my side, he took me to his side. I held him, and then finally, yes, I did. I elbow falled. Did I elbow fall or he elbow fall? I think I elbow falled on purpose to get a restart, but maybe he came off the back. I can't remember actually. I think it was me elbow falling on purpose though. And then I was pumped. I'm like, because when I was holding him, I'm like, this dude's pretty big. He's newer. He's only been pulling a year and a half, even though he's already really strong. He's more muscular than me. He's probably gonna wear out quicker. But I'd hold him, feel pretty good. And then it hit. His arm wouldn't move. It felt long. It was probably 30 seconds. It wasn't like a 2-minute plus match or anything by any means. And on the restart, I'm like, okay, I probably can get him quick now, but and I tried to go for more of a roll, but he caught me again, and we kind of went back and forth. He had me on the losing side. I was pretty close, probably within an inch from being pinned in the hook, and then I pulled him to my side, and the refs were great all day in my opinion, but I do think they called a high pin. I think he was about that high above the pad, but my hand got him over there, and they gave me the win. Then I pulled Roman, and I felt like I was close to stopping him, but not close enough. He beat me. He might have been taking it slightly easy on me too. And then I didn't really pay attention to the heavier classes, but I'm pretty sure, for people wondering, Nathan Johnson won the 220 left, and Roman didn't pull 220s. I know he beat that Jordan guy, but it was close. But Jordan was tired from pulling me. And then in the supers, Roman won left over Nathan. I'm not sure if that was a close match or not. I was doing a little bit of side table pulling with some guys. So yeah, that's it. And this is probably slightly dangerous, but I do have my car in self-drive mode. Guys, when you're broke and you're today I'm a pro arm wrestler. Tomorrow I won't be, but today I won $760. So today I'm a professional arm wrestler. You gotta bring food, man. I got protein bars, a double protein shake with energy bars, not protein bars. They're like Cliff bars, Aldi's brand. I got 15 eggs with me. Probably won't eat them all. 2 gallons of frozen water to keep things cold and to drink during the tournament. Had some nuts, had some raisin trail mix thing, and a double protein shake. I think I said that. So yeah, I've just been eating that. This morning I ate a little bit of oatmeal egg bakes that my wife cooked yesterday before I left. Otherwise I've been eating this stuff. So yeah, cheap trip, quick trip, fun trip. Yeah, I don't have any videos, but I'm sure some people took some videos.